welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we are on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Klenam Radio, Bato, Gaskia FM, Techiman, and Radio Wa. Get radio, TV, and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, Health Minister assures Cabinet is considering the inclusion of renal dialysis treatment in the National Health Insurance Scheme.
What is bringing these agitations and things like that. But government is quickly looking at what policy new thing that we can introduce.
The whole thing is full. It's a match. I don't have anything. This address I'm wearing from a friend. We're asking the government to help us.
No end in sight for the woes faced by residents affected by floods, as the Volta River Authority says it is not done with the spillage.
Well, we cannot tell specifically. We wish this could end, within about a week, but the spilling may continue.
Meanwhile, thousands of displaced residents continue to count their loss as the flooding enters day 5 today. Time National Science Mass Quiz Championship Presec Legon begins journey to defending their trophy today as they lock horns with Kumasi Wesley Girls and Konongo Odumase Senior High School.
I'm a metal halide commonly used in cloud seeding. Alfred?
Silver iodide.
You're right.
Presbyterian Boys Secondary School.
In business,
government optimistic about resumption of stalled infrastructure projects once deal with external creditors is reached before end of year. We've got details on the Joy Business Report.
We have details of these stories and more for you in this package. I am Hannah Odami. We start with the Ministry of Health, which has assured consultations are ongoing for the inclusion of renal dialysis treatment in the health insurance scheme. Plight of patients on renal dialysis treatment came to light following the increase in the cost of treatment at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Many, including the WHO, called for the inclusion of the treatment in the health insurance scheme. Well, Health Minister Kwekwa Juma-Menu gave this hint when he spoke at a regional conference on health financing and health security in Accra.
We are now in the dialysis situation. Hitherto, dialysis was getting done by those of us who have got the disease without much hullabaloo, right? Now that we're facing this critical economic situation, not only in Ghana, but across the globe, right? Prices have gone up that much, and that is what is bringing these agitations and things like that. But government is quickly looking at what policy new thing that we can introduce to support those with that challenge.
In a related health issue, power has been restored to the Wa Municipal Hospital after a joint VRA-NEDCO team disconnected the facility yesterday in the middle of a highly sensitive patient care over a 6 million cedi debt. Patients were left confused and helpless following that disconnection. Joy News' Upper West Regional Correspondent Rafiq Salam reports.
Prior to the disconnection of the power, senior managers of the VRA-NEDCO first notified the administrator of the hospital, Samson Abu, on their mission at the hospital, and the latter pleaded with them to give them more time to enable them to pay. The hospital claims that the National Health Insurance Authority has owed them close to a year of unpaid claims, which is part of the reasons they are unable to pay the huge bills. The VRA-NEDCO did not heed to that and went on with the disconnection. Few minutes after that, the one municipal director of health services, Alex Bapula, bumped into the scene and repeated same plea, but they wouldn't rescind their decision. It, however, did not take long before the effect of the power outage began to bite at the hospital. Patients got confused, stranded, and helpless.
My woman is delivered and the child is to be put in an incubator. And now there is light off. We are now confused. We just don't know what to do. So many people are crying. The light is affecting all the sick people in the hospital. So they have to do something.
So we went to the lab and the lights was off. So they told us that the VRA came and disconnected the lights. So right now we don't know what to do.
The hardest hit was the medical laboratory, maternity, and the neonatal intensive care units of the hospital.
Now, even though power was restored, there is no clarity on how the hospital will settle that debt.
The whole thing is full. It's a mess. I don't have anything. This address I'm wearing.
The woes of thousands of residents in flood-affected areas across the Volta, Eastern and Greater Accra regions is not yet over because the Volta River Authority says it is not done with the spillage. According to the VRA, it will continue to spill more water for the next 2 weeks. We'll hear from them shortly, but first listen to some of the affected residents speaking to Joy News.
It's a nice song. You don't have anywhere to stay. As I'm talking right now, the room where my things are rented and my things are, the whole thing is full. It's a mess. I don't have anything. This address I'm wearing from a friend.
The Safe Haven 2 is over there around Kizito Secondary School. This morning we are told that place is not safe. They'll be asked to leave. And in fact, that's where my both parents went. But they called earlier on that the place is also not safe.
Whatever that can help us, any relief items at all is welcome. This is the situation. You can see that it's not the best. This is not the method we stayed in.
Well, the Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the VRA in charge of services, Engineer Kenneth Arthur, says the spillage is far from over.
Well, we cannot tell specifically. We wish this could end, within about a week. But the spilling may continue, even though we are anticipating that the levels may drop down to the phase 1, which was started since September 15th. And of course, we did not have much consciousness like what we are seeing now.
Let's do some politics. The Elections Committee of the governing MPP has acknowledged the difficulties that marred the superdelegates election, leading to instances of violence. These eventually contributed to Alan Tremonton's resignation from the MPP to run independently. However, Chairman of the Elections Committee, Professor Mike Eronokwe, said lessons have been learned while reassuring that measures have been put in place to ensure a more transparent electoral process in the November Congress.
If you look at it, generally speaking, there were some difficulties, and particularly including the complaints that some officials behaved as if they were conducting the election. Now, it's not going to be on the regional level. It's going to be at the constituency level.
Would you say you've learned some lessons from the fallouts?
Not too much, but a few assurances just to let them know.
Example?
And for that matter also, no official, no person who is even himself a representative of any candidate is going to be able to control the process.
President Akufo-Addo is urging world leaders to commit to consolidating peace, warning recent African coups could destabilize the world's democracy. Over the past 3 years, Sub-Saharan Africa has witnessed 7 successful coups, leading to heightened security apprehensions in neighboring nations. Speaking at a dialogue in the United States Institute of Peace, President Akufo-Addo reiterated the need for world leaders to commit to protecting the peace.
I've chosen to focus on these issues because we have actually run out of time to work together in the spirit of multilateralism. If we do not renew our commitments to build, keep, and consolidate peace and democracy all over the world, we would have to brace ourselves to live in a new and more dangerous world today and in the future.
That was President Akufo-Addo. The Presbyterian Boys Secondary School will today begin its campaign to win the Champion Trophy back-to-back. The 7-time champions will lock horns with Kumasi Wesley Girls and Konogu Dumasi Senior High School. My colleague Jacqueline and Somaya Boa has more from Kumasi.
I'm a metal halide commonly used in cloud seeding. Alfred?
Silver iodide.
You're right.
Presbyterian Boys Secondary School!
A resounding victory from the camp of the Odadie, who saw them lift their 7th trophy. Their watchword dominating sparks a sense of responsibility on the Odadies to cement their stance at the undisputed championship after clinching their 8th trophy. 5-time champions, Prempeh College, now transformed into fierce competitors, have battled their way into the quarterfinals, leaving a trail of defeated opponents in their wake. Although their first hurdle may have suffered glitches, teachers and students are poised to whisk away their 7th session.
remember we are not coming from the prelims. This is our first contest for this year's 2023. And so it's normal that from a first contest, you may have one or two issues here and there. We are happy that we won. We are going back to the drawing board.
And the team in Kumasi will bring us up to the minute details of this quiz on all our platforms. With that, we end the news at 6 with me, Hannah Odami. Thank you for joining us.